Hi, for this today's YouTube video, I want to discuss about narcissism, dangerous attributes of narcissism, and how they affect the society and the people. You see, the most dangerous attributes of narcissism, they are kind of mix of intense grandiosity, emotional instability, fundamental lack of empathy. These things are very important. So it is a mix of all these things. Intense grandiosity. They always things, and they want grandiosity. Okay, they think in a grandiose perspective. Their thoughts are grandiose. Their aim, their goals are grandiose. They think in that way, and they are emotionally unstable. Always, they are emotionally unstable. They are not stable even for small things. They would react in bigger way, and their reactions would harm others, whoever surrounding them. So why they harm others? Because they are lack of empathy. They do not have any empathy another, the fundamental lack of empathy. Some of the video, some of the scholars and some of the educated people, some of psychologists, best psychologists, they are telling the narcissistic people are more dangerous than psychopaths, because the thing is, when they have a mix of all this emotional instability, lack of empathy, intense grandiosity, and there are so many attributes are there. I will explain one by one and how danger is the narcissism. I can tell you it is more danger than terrorism and psychopath. And I did a research in recent times. I understood that the more dangerous attributes are narcissistic attributes, because they actually kill the neighbor. They don't care about anybody, so they do not have any empathy on others. You look at the history of Nazi culture. They kill 6 lakh Jews. They kill uh, lakhs of handicapped peoples. Just they think that the handicapped people are useless for the society. They kill them without any empathy, without any kindness. You see, look at the they treat the people just like an objects, use and thrown object. They don't care about what other people are thinking. They only think that the grandiose uh, thoughts, and they think that the world is for only for those kinds of people. There are so many things, so many attributes are there. They are very dangerous to society. The sad part is they don't still accept the what kind of behavior they are possessing. They do not accept. If somebody is going to tell this kind of his behavior is very dangerous, it is a kind of antisocial culture, they don't accept it. Rather, they oppose that, and they'll fight against you. They are good at torturing the people. If something is not going in that way, they'll immediately get the anger, raging, uncontrollable anger. We can say in the English, it is kind of untamed. Untamed means you will not be able to handle that person at any cost. You will not be able to control that person using any means of necessary action. You cannot control them, because the thing, if they want to do something, they'll do it at any cost, by any means of action. So that is why this narcissistic mentality is very dangerous to the society. They are way more dangerous than antisocial elements like terrorists or psychopaths. They are smooth killers. Sometimes they are smooth killers. Sometimes they will be raged by the mix of emotional unstable facts. I did a lot of research, and I have experienced it personally. And I came to understand this narcissistic people and narcissism is very danger than any culture in the world. I don't want to be part of it. But the problem is, if anybody became the victim of these narcissistic killers, narcissistic people, it would be very difficult to escape from that kind of situation or circumstances. Because narcissistic people are very dangerous. They are more danger than killers. The killers are different kinds of killers. They will have a motives to kill people. Some people kill for money. Some people kill for uh, some other benefits or some other reasons, some other vengeance or something. See, the narcissistic people, you cannot tell for what purpose they are hating others and for what purpose they are going to kill it, because they'll have mixed emotional things inside them. You don't know what kind of emotion will rage them for certain time period, so that they would harm others. That is the problem. It is like a cancer. There is no treatment for cancer. You will have multiple diseases combined together at one place, causing danger to human body. There are multiple diseases combined together. You cannot separate them. If you can segregate and separate, understand what is the actual disease that is causing the sickness, you treat it. You can treat it. In the same way, the narcissism is like that. The person will have emotional, so mixed emotions, mixed dangerous attributes. You getting my point, right? I'm literally comparing it to the cancer. I have experienced this narcissistic sadism, their thoughts, their behavior, how they manipulate the people, how they treat others. I have experienced it. And I also did a lot of research on it. I have seen a couple of videos. I actually seen a lot of movies on this, and I read a couple of documents. You see, I'm going to explain one by one. A lack of compassion and empathy. Since these narcissistic people always treat other people just like a disposable objects, I'm telling you again, they'll treat others like a disposable objects, like a tools to meet their needs. They wanted others, to meet their needs. They treat these people like an object. They don't care about it. They treat others like a lifeless object, and we have a thing surrounded by us, lifeless things, and we use them for our purpose. In the same way, this narcissistic person, they do not have any compassion and empathy. They feel that they have compassion and empathy, but the fact is they do not have a compassion and empathy. Okay. They do not internalize how their actions hurt others. They can easily cause emotional and psychological harm. These people are very dangerous. They don't care about others people's freedom, their life. When you are living in this world, and when other neighbor is living in this world, they do have the same rights to live in this life, okay, to live in this world as a human being. There are societal rules are there. There are societal um, regulations are there. Some rules you need to follow to behave like a human. Otherwise, you will be treated as an animal if you do not follow this kind of attributes like compassion and empathy. When you are lacking of these things, these attributes, then you will be called as animal. In narcissistic persons are more than animals. The thing is, they they treat the people disposable objects. I'm telling you again, like a tools. That is why they don't care when they're trying to do a murder, they don't care. They do not have any compassion and empathy. They'll kill that person. They feel the person like an object tool. They will their harassment and torture. That is why you look at the Nazi history. They put the people in gas chambers and kill a lot of people like a rats, like a animals. You look at the nature of the narcissistic people. They killed lakhs of handicapped peoples because they thought that the handicapped peoples are unnecessary to the society. You know, and they kill the Jews also when they get anger. I'm not talking about here whether they are enemies of Jews or not. I don't want to highlight that concept here. But the thing is, I want to highlight the nature and the cruelty of the narcissistic people. Okay, they do lack of compassion and empathy, and the people are they always treat the people like a disposable objects, like a tools. These people are very dangerous, and nobody ever wants to be a part of them, including me. Until and unless some unfortunately, we become the victims of their narcissistic, cruel actions. Second thing is entitlement and exploitation. You see, a belief in their own superiority leads to chronic expectation of special treatment. Okay, they always seek kind of special treatment in the society. They treat themselves like a leaders in the society. They feel themselves like kind of the people who regulate the society, who maintains the order. They want to feel like that. They want to be prized. They want to be highlighted. They want to be given a special treatment in the society. They don't want to live like other people in equal societal order. They don't like the equality also, frankly speaking. If you say all people are equal, you are not a special, they feel kind of depressed there, because they always want to be uh, given a special treatment, and they will not hesitate to manipulate others, use people to get what they want to do. And this is also one of the dangerous attributes of the narcissistic people. You look at how cruel these narcissistic people, how dangerous are these people. And I have seen some of the YouTube videos, and the scholars are telling these people are very dangerous than psychopaths. Getting my point? Entitlement and exploitation. You see this unpredictable narcissistic rage. The third point is unpredictable. That is what I'm telling. We cannot predict why this kind of narcissistic person is getting anger. I'll tell you a simple example. A scholar and researcher, they told me a point. There may be a reason the narcissistic person will get anger even if you don't do anything. You're just sitting there, and when they look at you, your body language might raise the anger in them. That is what that person told me. Even if you don't do them, even if you do not harm them, you are just living your life and you are just going in your way. Sometimes they may not like your body language also. If you are sitting or standing, or if you're doing that thing or this thing, or if you're eating your favorite food, even those actions also may raise the deepest rage and anger in the narcissistic people. Even if the narcissistic person is a church leader or whatever he is, then you look at the nature, the deep nature of that person is not going to change. They will be raged by anger. You're getting that point, right? So I have done a lot of research by experiencing the narcissistic psychology. That is why I'm trying to explain these things in the video. because I want to tell how dangerous these people are. They want to be given a special treatment. They want to be entitled with the awards and rewards. The expectation is very high for them. They don't treat other people's as equal as them. They don't care about other people's compassion and other people's opinions. They do not have compassion and empathy. They don't care about anyone, because the thing is, they treat people like a tools, objects, lifeless objects. They feel that they are the only human being living in the world, like Adam in the garden. They only feel that they are the only people living in the society, like Adam in the garden, and the rest of the things are all animals, lifeless objects, which ought to be used for the purpose of them. They feel like that. Even sometimes the religion is also driving like the narcissism. It is raging the narcissism, I can tell you. So you can only understand this narcissistic people behavior with experience. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to understand how danger they are to the society, how danger they are to other people. I can tell you, they are not Chinese people. I'm again telling you, you should not compare this narcissistic people to Chinese mind. The Chinese mind is different from the narcissistic mind. Narcissistic person, they don't care whether it is West or East or South or North. They don't care. They only care about their benefits and their happiness. Everything should be worked according to their happiness. If something is going in a different way, they will do anything, and they will kill the people without any hesitation, because they treat the other people like an objects or tools. They don't care. So unpredictable as a narcissistic rage. We don't know when they will get anger. They'll get anger for simple things as well. Even if you do not do anything, if they look at you, your body language, if they look at your dressing code, they will get angered. They will be raged with severe anger. The anger is uncontrollable. Even if if you should understand one thing. I have experienced a narcissistic rage in my life. When I was living with my family, I have a children, so I got an anger that was uncontrollable. Couple of times I used to get an anger that was uncontrollable. It is like I felt like the narcissistic mind was connected to me, and that is actually causing the rage which is uncontrollable. I used to beat my wife and children, even little children who do not know anything about it. I used to throw objects on them. Later I was treated, and I went to the hospital. I treated for mental issues as well. I took that. So I'm telling you, I have experienced this narcissistic cruelty, how cruel they are when they connected to our mind. It is uncontrollable, unpredictable narcissistic rage. They will not hesitate to kill even children also. When they get an anger, they don't feel any empathy and compassion. This is exactly right. That is what I'm trying to tell. They don't get any, we cannot tame them. They are untamed, uncontrollable. The anger is uncontrollable. You cannot control that. The anger, that is raging inside them. I told you an example. They do not hesitate to kill men or women or children or even handicaps also. They do not hesitate to kill them. And we have seen this in history. If somebody is telling, no, this is wrong, you can actually tell them. There are so many records. History is there. Until and unless you are going to experience this narcissistic, cruel raging, you will not understand the dangers of narcissistic people. I was never believed this this concept, when other people are telling me how danger are the narcissistic people. When I experienced this narcissistic rage, then I understood the cruelty of these narcissistic people. Imagine, if the narcissistic person is unpredictable, unpredictable and uncontrollable persons, and if they form a group, gangs, and if they form some kind of organized syndicate, imagine what happens. You can imagine how dangerous it is. If we are unable to control a particular person, if they form any group, if they form some organized syndicate, and how they will operate, it will be like a mini Hitler kingdom. How cruel animal is Hitler, that how cruel animal he is. Of course there are issues with the humanity. Of course he may be oppressed. Maybe he might have faced issues like others. Everybody will face issues in the life, right? Not only Hitler. They'll see the ups and downs. They'll see slavery kind of situation. They'll face slavery kind of situations. They'll face poverty issues, other issues. But not everybody is raging like that and killing millions of lakhs of people by putting them inside gas chambers and killing handicapped people, feeling and saying that these people are burden to the society. Nobody is doing that except narcissistic people. You look at them, how cruel they are. World is surrounded with multiple people, multiple categories of people. Some people are born good with good physical health. Some people born with some disability. Some people are women. Different people born for different cultures, different opinions. They do not accept the different cultures, different natures that are living in this world. They want all the people to follow their ideology. They want all the people to follow and to maintain their standards. Otherwise they do not accept it. They do not hesitate to kill them. The reason is it is uncontrollable and unpredictable narcissistic rage. Getting my point, right? The reason is it is uncontrollable and unpredictable narcissistic rage. I can definitely tell you, if any murder cases, you go to police station or inquiry, the people who are the officials who are investigating the murders, some people kill the victims without any reason, without any motive. And you can definitely tell the reason is, the killer is the narcissistic killer. They'll kill the people, they do not know why they get the raging. They'll be raged for small things. They do not need any motive to kill a person. Only because of the raging, anger, uncontrollable, unpredictable behavior, they'll kill the people. So that is why I'm telling how dangerous these people. These people are more danger than psychopaths. The psychopaths, at least they will leave a pattern to kill, a couple of guys. They kill because of self-happiness, for satisfying their inner things and all. Psychopaths would do the killings. But the narcissistic person, he is unpredictable. We cannot, guess why they are killing it, because they will be raged at certain point and they kill it. They think and they feel like other people are just objects and tool, lifeless animals. They feel like that. Okay, fourth point is vindictiveness and grudge holding. Okay, you can see how dangerous these people are. Vindictiveness, a grudge. I'm telling you, it is not a revenge or vengeance. It is different. The grudge. You cannot identify the grudge if it is hiding beside your heart. You see, it can hide in any person. It can hide inside the saint also sometimes. They will not be able to understand what is this grudge. They feel slighted. They may plot a revenge. You know, the grudge. It will be very smooth. It is not visible to your naked eye. Okay, and that grudge, it is very smooth. Uh, it cannot be seen by the human eye. The grudge, what is residing inside them. But ultimately, it will lead them to plot a revenge against the others. They can go to the destructive lengths to ruin reputations, sabotage. They'll sabotage the careers of other people. You can see this. Most of the victims of the narcissistic people, they'll lose. They'll be destroyed in their careers. I can tell you. I also experienced these kind of things because of the narcissistic rage and these people. My career was also affected because of these people. They will turn the support system against their target. See, it is very simple. I just searched these narcissistic attributes in Google. It is clearly telling if something or somebody is turning any support system against somebody, or if your career is going to be destroyed, you can clearly tell this is a revenge of the narcissistic people. It is very clear, 100% clear. You're getting my point, right? They will sabotage your careers. They will turn any system, legal system against you or target. They want to do this because they are very cruel animals. I'm telling you, they do not have a compassion and empathy. They want to be entitled. They will exploit unpredictable narcissistic killer rage. We cannot call them killers also. I am telling you again, the killers will have a motive. They will do because of killings. Some people will do the killings because of the money. Some people will do the killings because of the revenge. Some people do something, but these people, the narcissistic people, they will get anger for unpredictable reason. You don't know the reason why they are getting anger. I have given a simple example. Even your body language also will rage them. Suppose if you are wearing a some dress which will be liked by you, that may not be liked by them. They will be they'll be affected because of your dressing code. They'll be affected because of your body language. Even if you are doing your own work and you are doing in a certain manner, that may not be liked by these cruel narcissistic people. You're getting my example, right? The thing is, even if you do not speak, even if you do not harm them, you're just living your life and you are doing the things in a certain way. Your body language, the way that you are doing may not be liked by them. That may raise the anger in them. That is what I'm trying to tell. They will passively observe you. If they are monitoring you, they're passively observing you for, for silly reasons also. They will be raged. They'll get anger inside them. For, there is no point of getting anger, but they will get anger. They'll get the rage. They'll speak threatening words. You're getting my point, right? The narcissistic behavior. It is uncontrollable, untamed. And they will do it continuously until that particular tool or object is destroyed. They feel, because they feel other people like a tools, they will do anything, right? Vindictiveness and grudge holding. The grudge. There is a movie came here, in Japanese movie or something. The movie name is Grudge. Inside there is a grudge. It is uncontrollable. It is we are not able to remove that. Untamed people. The grudge, it is very dangerous. It is the root source of the revenge and vengeance. They can go to any destructive lengths to ruin their reputations. I'm telling you, they will sabotage the careers of their targets, their victims. First thing is, if anybody is feel that their careers are affected by some unknown enemies, you can clearly tell this is a kind of narcissistic people. They are doing it. Other thing is, they will turn the systems, government systems or institutions, they will turn everything against that target. They want to sabotage that person, they want to sabotage the life of that person, they want to sabotage their career, they want to disable that person. The grudge inside, the grudge and powerful, the revengeful thing. How dangerous are these narcissistic people? They're more than animals, more than psychopath killers in the society. Living among them, you look at the Nazi history, how many people they killed, even they killed the handicapped people. Just they felt that the handicaps are burden to the society. They killed them just to save a couple of meals for a day. You look at, they do not feel compassion and empathy. They don't care about anything. And the grudge inside even saints of narcissistic people, the grudge is cultivating inside the minds of those narcissistic people. And lack of accountability and gaslighting, they don't feel accountable, they don't take the responsibility for their actions. Instead they'll shift the blame on to others and warp the truth. Gaslighting, they'll always gaslight the uh, things. They always gaslight it. Gaslighting means, I'll explain you. You have some injury happened to you, and you went to a doctor, and doctor uh, just treated that injury in a gaslighting manner. That means the injury will not be cured, but they did some first aid actions which are useless. They just rubbed with some cream, and which will not actually cure it. Okay, they poured some powder on it. They beautified that injury in such a way that some medication happened to that, but actually the curing medicine was not given. It is called gaslighting. Gaslighting means they do not solve any problem, they do not uh, cure the disease, they do not solve it, but they gaslight it, they beautify it. They'll tell just words, storytelling. They tell the story in a beautiful manner. They tell the stories in a beautiful manner. Trump always speak like, it is very beautiful way we have done it, beautifully it is done. Gaslighting words. They don't do anything, they do not resolve any issue. Just like Trump is not resolving in Russia Ukraine, Russia or Iran issue. They'll gaslight these words. Of course, I believe Trump is also a narcissistic minded person. You see, you look at this, how dangerous are these people? They will gaslight. They'll only speak the word. They do not bring the solution. The solution which would give a equal benefit for both the sides. Do not bring, either they kill the person who is very weak, just like Nazi people are killing handicapped people. They kill the weak objects. They feel, only the physically active people, physically strong people only live in this world. That is the Nazi aim. You look at, see, this in this world you cannot predict, right? Even people can born with the polio, and what do you do with those people? Some people born as a woman, weak people. For those reasons, would you kill them? Would you think that this world is only should be occupied with the strong people? Is that the Nazi ideology? Is that Nazi ideology when everybody accept it? You tell me, does everybody accept that kind of ideology? If we follow it, nobody lives in this world except those animals. So lack of accountability, they don't care about take care of accountability, and gaslighting is gaslighting the things. They do not solve the issues, they do not cure the disease, rather they gaslight it. They will bluff the lives. They'll bluff something is going in a very good way, but the actual thing is it is going to be inside, it is actually sickness. Inside it is actually crooked thing, but outside they'll gaslight it, they'll beautify it, they'll say beautiful words, the words as though they solved everything, they cured everything, they tell like that, speak like that, but the actual fact is nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to be happen, nothing is going to save the victims, nothing is going to relieve a particular victim, a target person. They don't care. The intention is to destroy and damage. They are not born to, save. They are not born to save. They are not born to relieve others. They are not born to help others. Rather, they are born to destroy, damage, hurt others. Okay, that is the narcissistic ideology. Lack of accountability and gaslighting, this is one of the attributes. You see, whenever you look at this scenario, they'll play the victim to manipulate the situations in their favor. You see how danger it is. They'll play the victims. I am actually experiencing this thing nowadays also. There is a victim who was affected by the narcissistic cruelty, raging, unpredictable raging, and their anger, because of this anger and their issues, the internal issues. If a person became a victim, and if law and order is coming to there, and these narcissistic guys play the victim role to manipulate the situations in their favor. They are very good actors, I'm telling you. They are the best actors of the in the world. Nobody can act like them. Even Hollywood actors also not equal to them. The narcissistic fellows are best actors in the world. They will play the victim mindset to manipulate the situations in their favor. I'm telling you again, I have experienced how cruel and how dangerous these narcissistic people, and I have done a lot of research and I'm explaining this to you. Okay, of course these may be a simple points. You can see the in-depth thing, how important it is. They'll play the victim mindset to manipulate the situations in their favor. uh, okay, I will also try to make a playlist series very soon on this narcissism, how dangerous these people are, and malignant and lost attributes. I'm going to explain dark factor. In severe cases, narcissism blends with antisocial behaviors, paranoia, even sadism, taking pleasure in others' suffering to maintain power and control. You see how danger this kind of, they'll take the pleasure. They'll, when they're torturing, harassing, constantly stalking and harassing other people. If others are being suffered, they'll enjoy it. See, they'll take the pleasure in others' suffering to maintain power and others. You can see they want to harass others, and they will use that harassment and suffering to maintain the power and other people. How cruel it is, you see. They will commit in harassing other people, torturing other people, and by looking at their suffering, by using their suffering, by showing the suffering to others, they'll try to maintain the power and control. This is the very dangerous dark factor attribute. In severe cases, this is very severe case. Narcissism blends with the anti-social behavior. They are literally terrorist, but and outside they will not be called terrorist, but inside literally they are more than terrorists. Paranoia, sadism. You look at them. What kind of animal take the pleasure in others' suffering? What kind of cruel bastard will take the pleasure in other when other people are suffering? When others are suffering, when others are going through agony, when others are crying, what kind of animal will uh, take the pleasure? You look at that. You take any general human being. If your neighbor is crying, suffering, and they are going some agony, at least we will show little bit compassion on them. At least we will try to, even if you do not help them, we will just ask them. We will look at them. We will feel sorrow for them. Even if we do not do any thing for them, will inside our hearts will feel sorrow for them. But this narcissistic sadistic, you need to understand this. They'll take the pleasure in others suffering, and they want to maintain the power and control. This factionist, we are living in Andhra Pradesh, this faction, most of the faction issues, I don't know whether certain community people are narcissistic or not. They want to maintain the power and control by causing a suffering to others. They want to show this kind of exercise suffering to all the people. It is a kind of warning to them. They do like this and they warn other people, saying that if anybody stand against that, this is going to happen for them and for their family. They want to show this kind of example. It is definitely an attribute of narcissism, I'm telling you. So you can see it is a severe narcissism blends with the antisocial behavior. It's more than a terrorist. Terrorist people, they capture and kidnap people and they will behead a person before the camera, and they will declare that as a warning to humanity. If somebody is not agreeing, aligning with them, and they'll do that. And it is same kind of behavior. It is same kind of behavior. There is no word of terrorism there. But the thing is, there actually blends with the antisocial behavior. Paranoia, even sadism, more than sadism. And you can name it as a terrorism also internally. Taking pleasure in others' suffering to maintain the power and control. The malignant trait and dark factor of the narcissistic attribute. So I hope you understood these examples and how useful to you. I'll come up with the more videos. Thank you for listening.